Every boy and every girl. All the people of the world.
Spice up your life.
Slam it to the left. Shake it to the right.
I don't really know all the words to that song. I'm going to be honest. I wasn't a huge Spice Girl.
You weren't?
Uh-uh.
What was your jam?
I wouldn't say this is my jam, but it's the first thing that came to my head when I thought of the topic today. We like to party. We like to party.
We like to party. The bang bus is coming and everybody's jumping. Wow. I haven't heard of that song in so long. And it was like the commercial for Six Flags for a long time. Do you remember that?
No. But I'm not surprised.
Like with the old man with the glasses. The old man with the glasses. Like dance
yeah,
to it.
Vaguely. I think I do actually.
Honk honk, the party's here.
We like to party. We like to party. We like to party. We like. Yeah, hell yeah.
That's a party song. That's a party song.
That
you want to turn up?
5.
Yeah, if it's like the year 2000. Gosh, when would that have come out? I think that was earlier than that. I think that was like 99 probably or something like that. But if you wanted to turn up in 99, that was the jam.
Mm-hmm. And it's a very good way to introduce our topic today, which is all about our mad dog. Because
well, it just ties in with the time of year of this,
which is
I'm too embarrassed to say it.
It's Patty's fucking birthday.
New York it's coming on Monday.
December is her month.
Welcome. It's Sagittarius season. Everybody, can you feel it? Although Mercury's in retrograde.
Again? Damn.
I know. And for Sag risings as yourself, it's supposed to really affect you as well.
I love that you know what I am more than I know what I am. Like, what does that even mean for me? Can you tell me?
It just means because you're a Sagittarius rising and Mercury in retrograde is in Sagittarius right now, it's going to affect you more than others.
God.
So your rising sign reflects how others perceive you and how you interact with others. So sometimes they say your rising sign is actually like more of a way to tell like how you are in the world than your sun sign.
That makes sense because I just feel a lot happening with me today. But that could be because I got like 2 hours of sleep last night. So
2 hours? What were you doing? Like,
just
did you literally go to bed at like 5?
No, I laid down at 10:30. We don't gotta get into it. I feel like this just happens to me. It could be because Mercury's in retrograde. We'll just leave it at that.
No, I do this. I sleep. I'm a terrible.
This makes so much sense that you know so much about this sleeper. Because you posted yesterday that photo of your aura.
Yeah, I got that done on Friday night. We went to Kin downtown Des Moines and we got our aura photos taken and it was really cool. Mine was completely orange and yellow and gold. And I think it was a pretty good read. So you'll have to look that up and see what that means because I don't want to say the wrong thing of what it means.
But on to this episode. It's Mad Dog's birthday month, December. So it only seems right that we have a nostalgic birthday episode reflecting on all of our favorite birthday bashes.
Yes, although I didn't really have any crazy birthday bashes, but I did have some thoughts on just birthdays in the 90s, 2000s in general. Yeah. So
well, you definitely we're going to talk about some birthday parties, right?
Yes, we're going to talk about the most iconic party venues, our favorite themes, and the gifts that everyone had to have back then too. So it's kind of a nice trip down memory lane.
All right. And per usual, Maddie, I'm going to ask you, what are you mad about this week?
Well, this week I really struggled with coming up with something. I love it's Thanksgiving tomorrow. So it's Thanksgiving week. We're leaving. I'm kind of running around like crazy trying to just pack some stuff up. I don't even need to pack that many things. It's just I'm tired. So I'm ready to go and I don't want to do the work it takes to leave. And I guess I just have a really, really giant zit coming out of my chin. Like, you know, those zits that are take up like they're under your skin and they're just so
They hurt.
big under there.
Yes.
So I have that going on. So I'm feeling extra yucky about that. But oh well. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but something to be mad about, I guess. What about you?
Way to find the bad and the good.
That's exactly what the situation was.
Yeah. I am mad because I lit up my Christmas tree and there's like one bulb that's fucking it up for the rest of the bulbs on my tree. So my tree has a lot of rows that are not working. And
Ooh.
I spent like 2 hours last night taking out all the burnt ones I could find, replacing them, and I still can't figure it out. And it just pisses me off. I love a pre-lit tree because I hate putting lights on a tree, but then I feel like I'm buying a new tree every couple of years because shit like this happens. So
you're right. And that's why this year we did not get a pre-lit tree and we bought like the next step up. We bought the big kahuna, like the 8-footer or whatever it is. And we're like, we're not doing pre-lit because I feel like you have to get a new tree every 2 years. You're right.
Mm-hmm. It's so annoying.
What are you going to do? Are you just going to get lights or a new tree?
I'm going to give it one more go. I'll give it one more full night because I spent a full night already on it. So why not at least try to make it work? And if not, yeah, maybe I'll buy a string of lights for this year and worry about it next year. It's so annoying.
Aren't Christmas lights though like the best vibe in your house ever?
They
Like, isn't it so nice?
Yeah, that's why I'm bummed. But I keep looking at it right now. It's just pissing me off.
Yeah. But at least you have some lights going on, I guess. Trying to be positive, but
yeah, thanks for that. We'll get in a great mood after talking about the best birthday times we've had or can think of in some people's cases. Let's set the stage, okay? So let's start off by building our dream birthday party of our childhood. So we're going to pick our favorite venue, theme, activity, and snack. Are you ready?
Okay. Yes.
Okay. Give it to me.
So first off, for the venue, I'm going to go classic where I'm from, Dubuque, Iowa. You already had mentioned previously Happy Joe's, our local pizza parlor. It's got the white and red striped aprons. That's kind of the theme of the inside is this old school pizza parlor. Inside, they have the best pizza in town, and they have a couple little games and lots of candy. So basically, we're just going to set up with some tables. And the theme of this party is Spice World. So it's funny because earlier you said you weren't really into Spice Girls, but I was so into Spice Girls. I want it to be like the white and pink and black Spice World album cover, everything Spice Girls. Because this is like when birthdays were the shit. I think like, I don't know, 98, 99 is probably like my prime time of birthday loving. And then the activity is having pizza, playing games, but opening gifts, of course, from your friends. But that night, we're just going to go to my grandparents' house, have a sleepover, and we're going to like put makeup on each other, rent some movies. And then the snack is pixie sticks and Surge so that we can stay up all night.
Oh, snap. That's like our homemade version of Red Bull.
It was. Oh my God. And like, I couldn't really, we never had Surge at our house, but like, if it was a birthday or something, like, we might be able to get like a 2 liter of it or something.
Right. Oh, for sure. That's a great
Surge.
birthday party. I actually personally had not my birthday party with my friends, but every birthday party with my family. The meal was Happy Joe's from like the moment I was able to eat pizza up until my 21st birthday, which you were there, Maddie. I think it ended after my 21st birthday because it got a little weird. We came to Happy Joe's in like our bar dresses, like ready to go out afterwards. So we got Grandma and Auntie Lois sitting there with me, a couple of my college friends, and you in like bar attire. Like I had a little dress on. And then I think that's when I was like, maybe I'm a little too old for this.
But your parents and your family were just holding on to that for so long, till literally the last thread.
Yeah, because it was the best though. Like they had the little window to watch them make pizzas too. So as kids, we'd all crowd around the window, and that was our entertainment there, really. They didn't have that many games.
They did have the classic like ice cream sundae with a scoop of vanilla and then a cone on it to make it like a clown hat, and they made it look like a clown. And then they had the horn, and like we said, they would announce your birthday with this big horn and say, can I please have everyone's attention? We have a very special birthday in the house. Her name's Lexie. Honk, honk, honk. And the whole restaurant, you got your time to shine. Yeah. And it was so important.
Let's give her a round of applause and see if she'll stand up for us.
And like, and do you remember that meek weirdness of like sitting there like
after you're like trying not to smile obnoxious, as everyone sings a whole ass song to you.
Yes, after being the most obnoxious loud child at the table for like an hour, and then that time comes around and all of a sudden you turn into like another person.
Seriously. And remember they also had those big old school lollipops, like the big circle ones on the stick that twisted around. They didn't taste good, but you always wanted one.
I wanted one so bad, Lexie. I wanted one. I think of that.
I always just wanted to play the bouncy ball game with the wheel, and you'd have to get the bouncy ball through the maze.
Yes, I remember that. That was...
And then we go in the front entrance between the two doors, at the entrance, and just throw them and chuck them around and let them bounce everywhere. What a great birthday.
I feel like if I went back there, it would feel way smaller and different than I like imagine it as a birthday party. Oh, for sure.
It definitely would.
What about you? What's your dream venue, theme, activity, and snack birthday party?
So when thinking about birthday parties of my childhood, my head immediately went to skate country because so many birthdays were there. And it never got old. So we're going to skate country where you put on your rollerblades and you just ride in a circle for hours. Except for stopping occasionally to play four corners, which would be our activity, where when the music stops, you pick a corner and they randomly pick corners that get kicked off. And if you're lucky enough to be in the winning corner at the very end, you got a free skate session for your classmates, your friends, whatever you chose. So I'm just like thinking back, and for snacks, you kind of had to eat what was there, which was concession stand food. But the things that stick out to me the most were the watermelon Laffy Taffies with the fake black seeds in it. They were bomb. And then a suicide.
Can you explain the suicide a little more for those who aren't aware?
For those of you who have not gotten the pleasure of slurping a suicide, they mix every single pop from the the pop fountain together. And they'll ask you, do you want diets too? And your answer is, hell yeah, I want it all. Even the orange
That's a
pop,
true one.
especially just a tad bit more root beer than everything else. And I was like golden. Those were the best. And the theme, if I could have one there, which normally you just didn't have a theme at Skate Country, but the theme would have been Mary Kate and Ashley because that was my shit.
That is
Yeah.
so good. I forgot
Yeah.
it. I forget about MK and Ash, the
How
girls.
could you? I still
Hold
love
on.
Ashley.
I was gonna say, quick question: are you Mary Kate or Ashley? You're an Ashley? What? I'm Mary Kate all day. This makes so much sense, actually.
Yeah, when they got in the older movies, she played dumb too much, and I didn't like that. You know what I mean? She was
I
like
didn't.
the tomboy, but she'd always like play like she wasn't book smart. And I wanted to be Ashley, who was like smart and put together.
I get what you're saying. They really played that out a little bit, like the opposite is. You know, we both picked our classic hometown choices. The local skating rink. I'm sure everybody has their own. Dubuque's was called Skate Country, and Happy Joe's. I'm sure everyone has like their hometown pizza parlor. Anywhere else that you can think of that like you went to a bunch of birthday parties at?
Yeah, so I would say the most common one that people would know of would be Chuck E. Cheese. However, we had some local ones in Dubuque, one of them being Kids World, that I had quite a few birthday parties at, and that is closed now. So for anyone from Dubuque, Iowa, if you remember Kids World, it was so fun. It was like a Chuck E. Cheese concept, but what I remember the most was the ball pit. It was a massive ball pit with a little island in the middle, and we would just fight each other for that island, like to the death. And if you're on the
Lexie,
island, everyone would chuck the balls at you.
I completely forgot about the ball pit. How could I? It's right up front behind
Yeah,
the
like
little
right when you
clown
walk in.
carousel
Where
thing.
you sat in the
And then
chair
I
and
just
then
remember tons of I think there's like a picture of me when I was like one in
yeah.
that little thing. And skee
Yes.
ball.
Yes, of course. So that was
Did
a
you know
staple.
that was Andrew Naderman's parents that
No.
owned it?
No wonder I love him
Yes.
so much.
Yeah.
Damn.
He really got to hang out there all the time.
That's
Lucky
awesome. He was
bastard.
probably one of the little shitheads throwing balls at me when I conquered the island.
Otherwise classic bowling alley. Lots of
Mhm.
bowling parties, I think. We had quite a few bowling alleys. McDonald's play place. I remember
I had
going to
that down
parties
too.
there.
Yes, the only fast food place that you could have a birthday party at was McDonald's Play Place, but you had to wear your socks, and inevitably a few kids would show up without socks and have to buy them. When I was
Oh my
talking to my
god, I
coworkers,
actually can't believe that you
so I don't know if anyone else did this or had a place to do this at, but I recall my parents renting a room at the Best Western in town only to use their pool area because I have a winter birthday. And that was always a good time. It was like a very subpar hotel with a really great indoor pool area.
Yeah, I've been to like I think Bethany's family always went on New Year's Eve or some sort of event, and it was really cool, but I'd never been to a birthday party there, but like that's a really good idea, honestly. But yeah, the green ground kind of grosses me out a little bit. Isn't it like green?
Yeah, I think they remodeled it kind of recently, but can we just talk about how we got absolutely screwed with having winter birthdays when it came to birthday parties?
Actually, yeah. I mean, at least I was happy I was in school and I could always bring a treat. That was very positive, but um yeah, you kind of got more fucked than I did because usually it's at least still 40s in around my birthday. It's not like dead. Like it's not dead of winter, sorry.
I swear to this day, it will be like not a crazy winter, and then my birthday comes, snowstorm. No one can make it.
Yeah, but also you're lucky because my birthday's December 16th. Absolutely zero people are going to go on a birthday trip with me ever. Like it is the week before Christmas.
Yeah, it's true. Mine is just far enough away that people are ready again.
Yes, it's perfect. But I was laughing because I was talking to someone the other day. Can you imagine if your birthday was like January 2nd or 3rd? That's like the worst birthday possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like right away when everyone's like, "No, I'm starting to eat healthy. I don't want to go out and have a drink. I don't want to go out for dinner." Like there's no way you could get people to go.
It's true. I feel like that's worse than having a birthday that's on Christmas, because at least on Christmas, you for sure have a group of people together to celebrate with you. I mean, I know you have to share it, but it's worse when it's right after or right before because, yeah, people aren't about it.
Yeah, that would be hell. Oh my gosh, like just imagine your birthday being January 3rd. At least the 2nd you could like celebrate it on New Year's Eve-ish. 3rd too far out. No one's doing shit with
Mm-hmm.
you.
Yeah.
So there's worse
Yeah,
birthdays.
definitely.
If you do have that birthday,
That's
let us
true.
know.
Let us know and we'll give you a special birthday shout out because we know how hard you have it.
Yes, yes. I think this time of year though is
So
fun because it's festive and there's lights up and everyone's kind of in like a cheery mood. And so I've all honestly never had an issue with it like some people have being close to Christmas. I think it's cool.
mhm, it could go either way. But the venue has to do with obviously the time of year, but also the guest list. Have you ever, I know you said you didn't have any like crazy rager birthday parties, but it would be hard as a parent to know when to cut the guest list off at for your kids, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. I know that some families have like family birthday parties and then they have friend ones. I think I've only had like a couple friend ones that were just kind of what we talked about, Happy Joe's and sleepover, something like that. So
Mhm.
maybe like 5 people, but um I don't know. What do you do your friends with kids like have this conundrum?
I remember for me specifically, first through third grade, I went to Eisenhower and then my mom open enrolled me at Table Mound. So I had this weird fourth grade party where my friends from both schools were invited. And looking back, it was probably my favorite birthday party. We had bowling at Crescent Lanes and I had so many kids there, which meant for me so many presents, which at the time that was a big old hell yeah. But looking back now, my mom paid for all those kids to bowl. And I think the next year, my birthday was really low key, just like a slumber party with just a few of my girlfriends. But that year, like boys were invited too. And I can't imagine being a parent and planning that. I mean, God bless you, Sandy, because very memorable birthday, but what the hell?
Oh, she probably felt bad for switching your schools and was like, "We'll just do this for a year."
Well, it's true. And then you're like, well, I want to invite my best friend from Eisenhower, but then I got to invite this person and this person too. And yeah, where do you draw the line? That would be so hard.
I don't know. I don't think I'll have that issue, but you might.
We'll see. It's too soon to tell.
Oh gosh. Okay, so I know that you said like birthday party themes here.
Yeah, I don't remember having a bunch of themes. I remember the cakes being particular about what cake I wanted, how I wanted that decorated. But I feel like themes are so big now, and I just wanted to note how I kind of miss how kids' birthday parties were just kind of like a messy combination of like primary colors mismatched. It was just bright, it was fun, and it didn't have to be so aesthetically pleasing. Like it's like we're catering to parents more so than the kids when we plan their parties now. And it looks great in photos and it's fun. But I kind of miss the 90s parties where it was a mess.
Oh yeah, it's kind of funny looking at the photos because like it's just no aesthetic at all. It's just a table with paper plates and a pizza going on, and in the background there might be like a pin the tail on the donkey on the wall. Like it was so everything was just paper and
Yeah. Yeah, the theme was the cake and then maybe the plates. Maybe the paper plates matched the cake.
and even for the
That was
most
it.
part
And
there
the cake
weren't.
was usually just ordered at Hy-Vee.
Yeah, or somebody's mom just made it. And remember when cakes back in the day?
Yeah.
Do you remember when everyone had those cake pans that were like different characters and then people would decorate with like the spiky looking frosting?
Mhm. They look furry.
Yes, like the Elmo, they had like Elmo ones and or like a homemade cake with like those crunchy hard candy letters. Do
Oh
you know what I'm
yeah.
talking?
And you're always like, this is edible, right?
Yeah, and it really shouldn't be, but for the sake of writing it on the package, it is.
Mm-hmm. And do kids still wear party hats? I haven't seen that lately, but those were always a slap.
Yes, and like you would sit there and it was like a true rubber band and it would like hurt so bad.
Yeah. It would indent your skin. When you took it off, you could still see where the strap was.
Like you're leaving with a headache.
Yeah, exactly. But I did used to love how the cakes they usually put like little toys in them if you ordered them. They weren't actually toys. It was cake decorations, but I would use them as toys afterwards. I remember a Lion King one and a Rugrats one and maybe a Care Bears one over my years. But
I remember
those were
Belle
my favorite.
from Beauty and the Beast. I remember that one. And yeah, they're like just plastic figurines or whatever on a pretty much basic
Yeah.
flat cake. Yeah, like speaking of hats, I would consider that a party favor. Are there any particular party favors that like scream birthday to you that you went home with?
Yes. The sticky hands.
Oh
Do
my
you
god, that's
remember
the
you
first
would get
thing I
them
had
out of
written
like
down.
vending machines sometimes? Yes, I just love slapping that shit on things.
Oh, my ceilings would have sticky hands on like marks on them.
Hmm. You'd use them until they just got full of like lint and grime that they wouldn't stick anymore, and then you try washing it off, and it just never really worked.
They were disgusting, but like, oh, what I would give to I can like
Hmm.
smell it. I can smell them.
Yeah, yeah, I can too. It's kind of like glue and chemicals. But I also had like slap bracelets, were another cheap and fun thing to hand out.
Bouncy balls. I can taste bouncy balls and like a chunk coming out of them. Finger traps, mini slinkies, those stupid
Hmm.
little cubes with like puzzles, like that had little metal beads in them. Like, oh, those are so.
Yes. Yeah. One year at one of my birthdays, we made like the sand candles. Remember, you take the colored sand and layer them and then put the candle in. And so everyone got to take those home.
Oh my God, that is on my gift list. Like on the bottom, like the art kits, the sand art
Those
kits.
kids. Oh my gosh.
That's
That's
perfect.
funny.
That's a good one though.
It
Like
is.
those that was a good favor. But usually they were just like some crappy
Hmm.
little thing that I'm sure were like $1 at the time and now would be $30.
Yeah. I mean, like everything. I know you mentioned that you would eat most of your party favors, but what about actual food for the party?
Okay, so we talked about cake, and like this is back in the day when, okay, when you served a cake, you would have the box of ice cream. It would be a box of ice cream, and it would be just scooped right out with the cake. Sometimes it would be the pink white
Hmm.
chocolate Neapolitan one. I also thought of like people would just serve like hot dogs if they were having parties at home. Like, it was just so simple. Like, and then do you have any drinks in mind? Because I have one.
For drinks, I had Kool-Aid, but in the packets where you had to actually make it in the pitchers. And I was convinced that if you put the sugar mixture in with the ice and shook it and then put the water in, it tasted better. So,
wow.
In case you ever needed to know that.
We never had that, but I could have it at other people's houses. But I was thinking a similar thing to Kool-Aid. Those red, blue, orange like juice barrels with like the foil top thing.
Oh,
they were like you would punch a hole in it. I specifically like remember that.
No, I would puncture the hole with my teeth. I would take my teeth and puncture the hole and then go. You're right. That was like the bee's knees.
Oh gosh, and oh god, they were just complete chemicals. Or like Hawaiian punch. I remember Hawaiian punch was really big too, and I thought that was good.
Yeah, and it's not. I went more of like a snack route than actual food. Like the cheese balls were always huge at every gathering. Gushers were a big thing. And then Gardettos were always out.
Yeah, like a pub mix of some sort. Oh, do you remember when they would make like snack mixes with like pretzels, like real just plain marshmallows, just a mixture of weird shit. It was terrible.
Yeah, they didn't even like add seasoning or anything to it. It was just like you dumped it all in a bowl.
So gross. So gross. Ugh. That's like really what I could think of. And just off the top of my head, I think bugles too. Bugles on your fingers.
Yes. Yes, every single finger. You pretend to be a witch and then you'd eat them off.
Yes, that was so fun. So fun.
Oh, I miss those days. And then getting to the highlight of the birthday party for every kid. The presents, the gifts. You want to play a little game? Want to play a game? We're going to play Guess That Gift, where we're going to take turns describing a popular gift from our childhood without naming it, and the other person has to guess it.
Okay.
Okay.
This bright colored gadget was introduced in 1999, and Britney Spears was in the ads for this product. And this product produced blurry photos with a sticky back.
Was it like a Polaroid camera?
Yes, the iZone camera. Like the long one with the tiny little picture that was sticky. Do you remember those?
How'd you think of that? Oh, mine's going to be so easy compared to that. That was good.
I think of the iZone camera at least once a week.
Okay. That's a little much, but I'm impressed.
I thought it was the coolest thing in the world. And Britney Spears was in the ads on her inflatable furniture. And I think of that often. I thought she was cool.
I mean, I'm all in. If Britney Spears suggested it, immediately got my buy-in.
It was that Y2K aesthetic we were talking about
I just heard your neck crack in the microphone.
I'm stressed. So do you wanna go now?
Yeah, let me follow up. Okay. This toy lived in a world that you could strap around your waist and take with you wherever you went. But somehow you could still lose it in the bottom of your backpack or forget about it until you stepped on it years later.
Can you say that first part again?
this toy lived in a world that you could strap around your waist and take with you wherever you went. And their whole little world was inside of that enclosed like purse or whatever as well.
Oh my gosh. I
It was
can't even
small enough to fit
comprehend.
in your pocket.
Wrap it around your waist? Like it's long and you
It was
wrap it
small
in
enough
your...
to fit in your pocket.
Why am I thinking of wrapping around your waist? Did you say that?
Yeah, it was like a satchel, or it could be like you could wear it. But it was like a
It,
doll that lived inside.
I have no idea. I don't even have
Small
a
enough to fit
gander.
in your pocket.
But why is it a doll?
Because it's Polly Pocket.
Oh, I don't get the waist thing.
They had a like you would open this little purse thing, and that's like their home.
Yeah, they each had like different shells. Per.
It was a
Oh my god.
purse. It
Am
was like
I
a little,
dumb?
like you could wear it. Yeah.
I just am not comprehending this. I know what Polly
You're
Pocket
making
is.
me second guess myself now.
I just didn't get the waist.
You took the body part way too seriously.
It was like a riddle.
Okay, so not all of them are purses. So this is like, what is this? I'm looking at Polly Pocket right now.
Oh yeah, Polly Pocket was so cute. She was so tiny. Oh, I get what you're saying now. The doll that could fit in your pocket.
Yeah.
Holy shit. This was really hard.
I also I assume they're all purses. I think I just had one that was. So maybe I think the waist thing really threw you off.
Yeah, it did. I was thinking about what toy would this be that would wrap around your waist and then also fit in your pocket? And I couldn't come up with one.
Yeah. Well then,
Anyways,
moving on to other great toys.
Okay. I want to talk about one in particular that I got for probably like my 9th birthday. And it was the Tamagotchi. Do you have a Tamagotchi or a Gigapet?
Yes. Yes, I did. I loved the digital pets.
Wait, was the Tamagotchi versus Gigapet like Apple versus Android?
Yes, I think it was the original.
The original electronic rivals. Like, are you Team Tom?
Yeah.
Are you Team Tamagotchi or Gigapet? I think that was like a polarizing thing, or you just had both. The Digipet, the Gigapet was much more advanced, if I remember correctly. Where the Tamagotchi was like cuter, but it was just like a little egg.
I actually got JC what I assume is the current version of these for her birthday this year. And it's crazy. You can like pet it and it feels it.
What? It doesn't.
And you have
just
to clean up its
poop
poop still and like all of that. It does. But then like, I don't know how to explain it. You got to Google it. It's like you open it and this thing starts flapping. Like, and then you can see a animated dog on it though, and then you can like pet the flap and the flap will stop and the animal, I don't know how to explain it. I can't. It's weird, but yeah, they still have them and they're as advanced as ever.
Wow, I'll have to check that out because that was like, I specifically remember getting one and I remember that excitement about it, and like it was top of the line digital content at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So cool. So
It
fun.
was. And
The
only to be shown up
responsibility.
by Furbies.
Yes, that was a weird. Furby was such a strange item. It was so annoying.
And they're also making a comeback. JC just got one of those for her birthday as well.
Did those get better?
They're about the same. I feel like Furby was pretty intense even back then.
Yeah. Wow.
But they do have like this third eye thing now. And if you like, you can have them talk to each other because they can sense like the other like third eye and then they'll start interacting with each other. So I can't remember if that was always a thing. So that might be kind of cool.
That would be cool. They had to have come a long way in some way because you can't have that same Furby that would just wake up and like chirp at you constantly. And like you could hear its eyes open
Talk
mechanically.
gibberish.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it would like yawn. It would be like, ah!
Yeah. And you'd be like, okay, I'm too old for this shit. And that it's like, it's time, Furby. It's time.
My mom still has mine from when I was a kid because she tried rebooting it for JC before she bought it and it would not turn on.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Speaking of technological advancements, Game Boy Color, that was something that I remember really wanting, was a Game Boy Color. So I could play, I think like Pokemon. That's like the only game I've ever tried to play, I think. Oh, or Mario.
Of course, the staples. I'm going to throw it back. We're going to go backwards. I remember being stoked about Cabbage Patch Kid dolls. And one year I got one that ate, like you could feed it. And I was so pissed when my mom took it away because they got recalled since one of them ate a girl's hair.
Oh my gosh. And your mom actually like took it away from you too?
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, oh, wear my hair up. Like, I
Oh
loved
my
it.
gosh.
She took it.
Yeah, Cabbage Patch is a good one. I had a Cabbage Patch doll for sure. And Beanie Babies, I remember when those were super, super hot. Like you would get a couple of them every birthday, I feel like around that time.
Yeah, my mom still has a bin of them in her basement because I think she thought they'd be worth. I think we all thought they'd be worth money someday.
Who didn't?
And not necessarily.
It was like the farce of. It was like an extreme farce of humanity. Like that was such a terrible thing that like that people were so convinced of.
I do have the Princess Diana one, so I could be loaded.
That was the one. Was she purple?
Yes. She had like a rose on her.
Kids today will never understand. Like they will never have a craze like that, I don't think. Like, wow. That was wild.
And maybe this was foreshadowing our future together, but like you would record you could just play tapes, but you could record yourself on tapes. They had this little microphone that came out of it.
Talk girl and talk
that
boy.
You could like talk into.
Oh, you're right.
That's a talk. Yeah, the talk girl or talk boy. And I remember getting a yak back, like a small version of that kind of. Do you remember those?
It was a Sony Talk Boy that I had, and I never shut up and never stopped playing it.
I can only imagine.
And it was just me. It was just me
talking in this voice. I was just saying the most random things.
And you could like speed it up, slow it down. Well, that's what Kevin McAllister uses in Home Alone to trick everyone all the time.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. And do you remember the Yak Back? Like the little version of that kind of like it was just a little circular with a handle looking thing. Oh my gosh. We're gonna have to post some of these because I feel like I need to see them for myself. I don't even remember what it looks like. It's purple in my mind with a little round speaker.
Yes. I remember.
Oh, this
And
is
then
like
just
vlogging.
simplifying things a little bit. I miss the days when a good old CD, was a great gift.
Yes, they were. And like you treasured that album when you had the CD of it. Like no matter what, you were going to like that artist because you really just got to know them because you probably owned 10 to 20 CDs. So it was added into your personal repertoire.
Oh my God, you couldn't be more right about that. I remember one year my mom didn't know better and got me the Pokemon soundtrack, but you better believe I learned every motherfucking song on it. And I still remember, though, the feeling of opening a CD case and taking out the brand new CD and being so careful not to scratch it. You had to pop it out so
Do you
carefully.
remember how hard it was to get that like side thing off? Like the sticker just so that you could open it. It was like
Yes.
impossible.
For that and DVDs.
I mean, probably so that people couldn't steal it easily from your local Sam Goody or Music Land, but wow. Wow, wow, wow. I have
Yes.
one more gift that I want to bring up. Do you remember Sky Dancers? That was one I got for my birthday, and I loved it.
Those also are making a comeback right now. God, JC's just at the perfect age for all this. But I remember I got 2 for Christmas one year, and my cousin and I locked ourselves in a room and just shot them at each other all night. Because you never knew where they were going to go. Like, they go straight up. Sometimes they go fast. Sometimes they go slow. One time a ceiling fan hit it and smashed it against the wall. We thought it was hilarious.
Okay, for those of you who don't remember or know, they were like fairies that had wings. And so you'd set it on the stand, pull a string almost like a lawnmower, and your fairy would just shoot up really quickly into the sky and swirl around. So
And then they had like wings, so they kind of slowly come back down then, but not very gracefully still.
Wow, what I would give to see one of those again. Oh my gosh.
You can. They're out there.
That's wild. Okay.
I know. Do you have any memorable birthday party memories worth sharing with the class today?
Nothing in particular. Again, I have a really bad memory, but I would just have sleepovers and we would rent some movies, do some makeovers. Usually I would get a disposable camera for a gift on my birthday, and then I would usually have some photos. We would usually take photos like all night, and then eventually I'd get them developed, and I still have a lot of those photos. So those are really good memories. And the only like theme birthday party I can ever remember is I had an Anastasia birthday party theme, which is kind of
weird. My God.
Was that even like a cultural phenomenon, or was I just weird? I loved Anastasia.
When that movie came out, it was a little bit, because I remember one Christmas getting the Anastasia doll, and for some reason her hair like grew only on the top of her head, like you could pull it out of her head.
How did you grow? Find that? Oh, it would grow? Well, because she starts the movie with short hair and then it does get longer, I think. Maybe that's why.
Oh. See, I don't even know if I fully ever watched that movie, but I was gifted a doll, and so I know it was out there. I know.
Yeah, that would have been like 97, and so I just remember having an Anastasia birthday, and we went to Anastasia, and I was pretty stoked about Anastasia at the time. What about you?
Movie is a good birthday party. Going to a movie, that is a good birthday party. I have been to a slumber party birthday party of yours at your grandparents, so I know what that's all about.
I think that year, that had to be like 05, and Mean Girls had just come out, so we watched Mean Girls. I specifically remember that.
Yes, you do, and I do too.
And I remember like just doing nothing, like just hanging out, and
yeah, we were just chilling, just a bunch of girls sleeping in a basement. Nothing weird about
bouncing
that.
On an exercise ball. I don't know why. That's like a prime focus.
I remember that too. I also remember I was wearing a John Deere
We have a
hoodie.
photo of it.
So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah.
And I was wearing like we just wore hoodies. That was our uniform.
Yeah. That was our thing. Yeah. I always had good memories when it came to that. I too would have a lot of slumber parties. My parents would just throw mattresses in the basement for us girls to all like sleep on together, and we'd build forts around my pool table and play games. So those are some of my favorite memories for sure. My dad is like a really spirited person in our family when it comes to holidays and celebrations. He's pretty creative. And I remember it wasn't for my birthday, but one year they were throwing my brother a birthday party, and my dad planned a treasure hunt for all the guys, all the boys. And we lived with a little bit of land around us. So he was out in the woods setting up for a treasure hunt. And one time he jumped off a rock and hit a branch and knocked himself out in the woods.
What?
So he went into the woods to set up for this party and didn't come back for a really long time. And then we come to find out that he knocked himself out setting up for this treasure hunt.
What the hell? Wow, that's dedication to the game. That's dedication.
Oh yeah. He would throw surprise birthday parties for my mom too. He was the party planner, truly. I mean, my mom was the doer, but he got creative for it. And one year he threw my mom a surprise birthday party and forgot to put his car in neutral too. And it went down our lower drive and hit a tree. And we called that car the butt crack car for the rest of its existence in our family. So
I was always like helping throw parties for friends and like throwing surprise parties, but I never really wanted them or planned a party for myself.
You threw one for me one time.
I love throwing parties for other people, but like I don't know, like I like my birthday, and I'm not like an anti-birthday person by any means, but I don't know. I like to party. I just don't want it to be mine. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm freaking weird.
I mean, I don't think I've had a surprise party thrown for me since that one you threw me. And I think that was freshman year of high school. So it's been a while. It's hard to tell if I would like it or not. But I've thrown quite a few in my time. And they are fun to plan.
You're a thrower too.
Yeah. I am a thrower.
But yeah, also, again, I think, with my birthday time of year, it's just a weird time of year in general. So, yeah. Okay. I loved talking about that so much. I really enjoyed talking about the gifts and like the simplicity of the decor and like the low maintenance birthday parties of the past. And I think it's something that everyone should just bring back because, I mean, I think people just do it so that they can post it online and have photos, and that's fine and cute. And I get that you want things to be special, but man, life was so much easier.
I agree. Better times for sure. And I'm always thankful that we grew up in that time and we kind of had the best of both worlds in some cases, but I wish we could go back sometimes.
It's true. Well, speaking of gifts, for like the rest of this month, I just kind of want to like talk and see if you have any ideas for people who are looking for Christmas or birthday gift ideas.
Or maybe a January 2nd or 3rd
or
birthday.
January 29th.
Don't forget them.
Like my friend Oprah.
Or
and Lexie.
Oh, you. She always does this, you guys. She pretends to like Oprah more than
You're
me.
so lucky. You share a birthday with Queen Oprah, dude. It's great.
Well, yes, I do have a suggestion for anyone shopping that would like to stay local in the Dubuque, Iowa area this year. Maddie, I'm sure you've heard of Calico Bean Market.
Oh my gosh. Just tell me what your favorite thing is there because I'm obsessed.
Well, here's the thing. I hadn't heard about it for way too long for being a Dubuque local. It was actually a couple years ago that my coworkers and I were conspiring to get our manager a birthday gift. And Gwen and Deb said, "Oh, let's go to the Calico Bean and make a gift basket." And I was like, "What's that?" And they're like, "Where the hell have you been?" And I can't believe I didn't know about it though. But essentially, it is just a specialty food store, and you can shop like ingredients. They have like the best bulk food, sprinkles, ground coffee, sauces, snacks, and a lot more. But the thing everyone goes absolutely gaga over is their homemade peanut butter. So they make fresh honey roasted peanut butter, and when you order it, they like make it fresh right in front of you. So that's a big deal. But we made the cutest gift basket, and we got her a gift card for there as well, so she could go back and buy more. And it's the perfect little gift because there's multiple things for everyone there. So
Yes, and I highly recommend if you get the peanut butter, dip the like honey graham pretzels into it, and that is the perfect combo.
yes. So I think anyone in Dubuque, if you haven't heard, if you live under a rock like apparently I was up until a couple of years ago, get your ass there.
For sure.
What about you?
Okay. If you live or go to Des Moines, you have to go to Pop and Nod. It's a locally owned boutique, and I think they're pretty new, somewhat new. They have the most beautiful, beautiful, modern, colorful sweaters, candles, journals, baby items. Like, if you need a gift, it's the perfect place. And whoever curates the items there is so cool. And they're my favorite person ever because everything they have is so awesome. Like, that's where I got my lavender jumper, like one piece jumper zip
Oh
up
yeah.
that every time I wear it, everybody compliments it, asks me where I got it. Everything's just bright and fun and patterned, and you should check it out. I think you can order online too, and it's
Okay.
popandnod.com, and just check it out. You'll see what I mean. Like it's so good, and I don't know why it's like not like the craziest, most overpacked store every time that I'm there.
Don't you just love that when a store just like speaks to you like that? Everything there feels like it's handpicked for you.
It does. And I kind of low key want to keep it a secret, but I don't know. It's too good.
Also wanted to survive so you can continue to shop there.
Not that they're not. I'm sure they're doing great.
So we're putting them on blast.
I'm sure they're doing great, but like again, if you need a gift or anything, it's great. And I think you can order online. So you should check it out. Highly recommend. But it's my new obsession.
Shopping there right after this.
Cool.
Awesome. Well, I love that segment. It's always a good note to end on.
Yeah, support local this season. That's obviously a goal of mine, is to buy more local gifts and support small business. Fuck Amazon. Fuck Facebook.
Even though we just finally got an Amazon warehouse in Dubuque, so now we finally have like really quick shipping like you big city folk have.
Oh, good for you. I do. I mean, like in a pinch, it's great to have, but if you can avoid it, why not?
Yeah.
Cool.
Right. We've given 4 great options for Christmas. So go back to our last episode to get 2
or my
more.
birthday.
And with that, yeah. And bye, Maddie. Yeah.
Well, thank you for tuning in, and Lexie, thank you for making this outline. Inspired by my day of birth. So we'll have to follow up with this in January for your birthday somehow. So I'll have to start getting creative now.
Yeah, we'll see. Or maybe we just do, for my birthday, I want us to be in person for the podcast and have a few cockies in person and laugh together in real life.
Wow, that would have been my wish too, if only I had thought of it first.
Rats. Well, there's always next year. And the year after that, and the year after that, because we're best friends
lucky,
forever.
if we're lucky, you never know. That's awful.
Yeah,
okay.
true.
Anyways, thanks for tuning in. And on that note, thanks for tuning in and follow for new episodes every Wednesday on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
And don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Wait You're Mad.
Bye.
Bye.